Welcome to the podcast for Brain and Cortland in the morning on 98.1 K-Hawk.
Cedar Rapids, number one for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. And Thomas Rhett with Beautiful As You. Good morning, it's Brain and Cortland. Welcome into a Monday morning.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Spooky Week. Ooh.
It is Halloween week. I know a lot of Halloween festivities took place over the weekend.
Oh, did they ever?
Yes, you were right smack dab in the middle of many of them.
I was. Yeah, I DJ'd Friday and Saturday night. And I'll tell you what, Saturday night was one of the most fun nights at work I've ever had. And I was fully dressed as Judge Judy the entire time.
Judge Judy. The wig that you wore as Judge Judy. I'm like, well, I guess I'll never wonder what Cortland would look like if she were a middle-aged mom. Because holy cow.
I did feel like my own mother.
Yeah.
From back in the day, like maybe late 90s.
Yeah, you did.
After her perm was done and she was like, I'm just going short.
That's right.
That's how I felt. Although I did, at the end of the night, some of the people at work were like, hey, why'd you take your wig off? And I just said, gradually as the night went on, it just kept receding and receding.
You aged. Judy aged as the night went on.
I couldn't take it anymore. Plus, it got really cold. It was just like they had the garage doors open.
Oh, yeah.
And it was packed. There were a ton of people in there, but it was a little bit chilly by the end of the evening.
And it was a great weekend of fall weather, sunny and 60 pretty much every day. I mean, yeah, it got chilly at night, but
it was perfect.
Just really nice. Today attention turns to something that happens next summer, and we're talking Great Jones County Fair.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
We have what?
Well, just temporarily, because
Okay.
I told some of my coworkers on Saturday, not who was coming, but that we were going to have an announcement. And they're like, are we going to like it? And I'm like, oh, I think you're going to like it.
Yes, of course you're going to like it. It's the Great Jones County Fair. They knock it out of the park every year. So we'll have the concert announcement at 7:20 this morning. And yes, we will give away the first pair of track tickets to the concert that we announce. I was working on stuff over the weekend, kind of getting stuff ready for the announcement today. We're going to have tickets to the show that we announce then Tuesday through Friday at 7:10.
Mm-hmm.
And then there will also be a chance to sign up to win a pair of tickets on the K-Hawk app. So be ready for that too.
Okay, just prepare yourself.
Here we go. Great Jones County Fair 2025.
Woo-woo!
7:20 this morning with K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids, number one for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk with Dustin Lynch and Jelly Roll with Chevrolet. Speaking of Jelly Roll, more chances this week to get qualified for that flyaway to Jacksonville, Florida, where you can see Jelly in concert. I feel kind of weird sometimes when I just say Jelly. Like that's
Jelly.
Like that's his
like
legal
you're on a
first
name basis.
Yeah, we're clearly not. But once again, this trip has everything included. You have to worry about nothing other than what you wear to the show.
Yes. Well, and I think that's kind of important.
No, absolutely. But airfare covered, hotel covered, spending cash, boom, $500.
Yep. And then, of course, the concert tickets, obviously, because that's the main point of the trip.
Jelly Roll in Jacksonville, your first code to get qualified on the K-Hawk app coming up at 8:20 this morning from 98.1. Cedar Rapids, number one for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Drunk on a plane from Dierks Bentley. It's Brain and Cortland. Good morning. Welcome into a Monday. Halloween, of course, coming up on Thursday, which meant this past weekend was a big weekend for Halloween parties and get-togethers and costumes.
Yeah, I will say there's nothing more disappointing to me than seeing people go out on the Saturday night before Halloween and just not even try to put on a costume. There were some costumes where I'm like, I have no idea what you're trying to be, but at least you put in an effort, No,
I'm going to defend those people. Dressing up isn't for everybody.
It should be.
Well, listen,
it's the one time of year you can be anything in the world that you want. The one time.
Listen, to me, either go, I will agree with you on this. Go all out if you're going to do it. And if you're not going to do it, then that's fine too. I don't have any problem with people going out and not dressing up, but just realize you might be mocked by people that did dress up.
I don't know if you'll be mocked, but
I think
there was definitely I was judging you silently.
Okay. Well, you were Judge Judy. You were legally required to judge them.
I was practicing my eye roll all weekend. It was great.
So you were out in downtown Cedar Rapids working, of course, on Friday and Saturday nights. You were in the heart of the Halloween festivities. I know there was a huge bar crawl on Saturday night?
Yes, yep. I got to work an hour early on Saturday night, and it was already busy by like 8:30. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I just knew it was going to be one of those type of nights, but it ended up being just so unbelievably fun. And I saw so many really good costumes. There was a couple dressed as Miss Trunchbull and Matilda from the movie Matilda. And they were a couple, and they were like dancing together.
Oh my gosh.
The guy was Miss Trunchbull, and it was so, and he had like the shot put or whatever, and just was like waving it around. It was amazing. There was a couple, they were both dressed as Garfield, but like in the full onesie with like the headpiece and everything. That was really awesome. But my favorite costume on Saturday night had to be this girl dressed as Stone Cold Steve Austin. And she had the full bald cap on.
Wow.
And she was just getting it on the dance floor as Stone Cold Steve Austin with a little mustache. And oh my God, it was so funny. It was so good. I was so impressed.
So yesterday, Dogween at the Cedar Rapids Tysons on the northeast side, also down in Coralville. And attendance was a little lower this year. I tell you, it seems like everybody is having dog costume contests. I know all the shelters have them. There was a big one down in Newbo on Saturday. But we ended up having, I think, close to 40 entries total at Tyson's yesterday. And there were your standard costumes. There were your hot dogs. There were your bumblebees. There was a small dog dressed as a raccoon, which I thought was oddly funny. Just to see this dog with a raccoon tail. I'm like, that's weird.
Cute.
And then, there were the costumes that went a little bit farther. There were a couple of hot dogs. Dogs dressed up as hot dogs, but they were in like hot dog vendor trays. Like the human was dressed up like a vendor.
Okay.
And carrying the dog in a vendor tray. I thought that was creative if you're going to go with the whole hot dog theme. There was another dog that had like bubbles attached to it, like it was in a bubble bath.
Oh, that's cute.
That was cute.
I've seen that one before.
However, the entry that will haunt my dreams and many other people who were at Tyson's yesterday was the winner of Dog and Companion. And the dogs were dressed as well as the companion was dressed as the Demogorgon from Stranger Things.
Yes.
And the person in the costume itself was, I bet, between 7 and 8 feet tall. And I'm just like, well, that's I'm not going to forget that for a very long time.
That's amazing.
And the dogs, were dressed similarly, but oh my gosh. And I'm like, how long did that take? I can't imagine.
I got to say, I am a little angry at you for not taking you didn't take one single picture?
Yeah, I mean, listen, there were people.
I thought you were bringing Carly so that she could be your photographer.
Well, no, she had to work yesterday. It was her final day at the DQ on Mount Vernon Road. So, yeah, no, she was not able to come
She's
with
done?
me. So. Yeah, it's a seasonal restaurant.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
They don't have the burgers and stuff there. It's ice cream only. So yeah, they closed yesterday.
Okay.
Anyway, if you have some Halloween photos, dog, human, or otherwise, I'm not sure what the otherwise would be, but you can send them to us this morning because we would love to see them.
Well, other animals, Yeah. Some people dress up their cats. I don't know how. Because cats really seem to hate it, but
yeah, they do. You can send them to us this morning on the K-Hawk app. For New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Jelly Roll and I Am Not Okay. Good morning, it's Brain and Cortland on a Monday morning. Over the weekend, actually on Friday, Holly and I finished the series The Haunting of Hill House. Which
about time.
Well, sorry,
See, you have to wait for someone else to watch the episodes, whereas I'm alone, so I can watch them as quickly as I want.
Yes, and so this was, it's done by Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan had a deal with Netflix. He produced some amazing shows, including another one that you watched over the weekend, which is The Haunting of Bly Manor.
So, yeah, that was the second one that was released. So I figured I'll just do this in order.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple of other series from him as well. Midnight Mass.
Which is my favorite one I've seen of his.
Fall of the House of Usher.
Which is also very good. So we finished up the season finale of The Haunting of Hill House.
How did you feel?
And I felt differently after watching the finale than I felt throughout the entire course of the series. And I don't mean that in a negative way.
No, it's like they sneak a good message into all of the series. So it's not just scary. Of course, it starts out very scary. But it's not a ghost story. It's a human story.
It's a ghost story. But in the end,
It's less scary because you know what happened to the people in the house and why the house is haunted.
Yeah,
Once you know that information, it becomes far less scary.
I also think that the house, and we're not going to do any spoilers here because I do think if you haven't seen this, it is worth watching.
100%.
I don't think the house.
This is coming from two babies, by the way.
By the way, I hate scary movies. But this is scary and suspenseful too. I don't think the house comes off as quite as evil as you think it to be.
No.
Throughout the course of the series.
Well, that's how I felt. So I watched all of The Haunting of Bly Manor this weekend.
How many episodes in that, by the way? Because there are 10 episodes in Hill House.
I think it's 10.
Is it 10? Okay.
9 or 10? Yeah. I don't know. I just somehow finished it. And I wasn't really sure how it happened. I don't know how long I was in front of the TV. It was just really good because The Haunting of Bly Manor, you realize at the end it's not as much of a ghost story as it is a love story.
Okay.
And in the last 2 episodes, your perspective on the entire show completely changes. Like they sneak this love story in there, and then that's what the last episode is focused on. And it absolutely rips out your heart and smashes it into the ground.
Well, that's...
I don't know. I was not prepared. I was completely unaware of the fact that I would be bawling by the time I finished the show.
I don't know how I felt at the end of Hill House. I just felt that like this family had kind of come together and finally understood what had happened. Mm-hmm. And I'm quoting an article. I'm not going to claim this phrase. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. There was an article on the finale of this when it came out in 2018. And it said that the greatest horror of all is human sorrow.
Yeah.
And that's what I think Hill House reveals throughout the course. The greatest sorrow is human sorrow, the greatest horror. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mike Flanagan, I just think, is one of the greatest writers and directors for this type of material working today.
And this is the type of scary content that I can consume because it's more than just about jump scares or being haunted.
But there are those.
But there are nice endings to his stories, whereas a lot of horror movies, it's like, ooh, we're going to end on something really creepy and now you can't sleep at night. It's like by the time you're done with this, you may be wrecked emotionally, but you could still sleep at night. So I just started Midnight Mass.
I'm not going to give away the ending for Midnight Mass, but you may have just cursed yourself with that statement right there.
Oh, great. Okay, cool.
No, but Midnight Mass is my favorite Mike Flanagan project. I've seen it twice. I watched it once by myself, and then Holly and I watched it again last year.
Well, I grew up ultra Catholic, so yes, I was told that this may affect me a little bit differently.
It does have a definite religion. You don't have to be necessarily Catholic, but if you grew up in a religious household, it does have that undertone to it. That yes, it will. I think it'll enhance your enjoyment of it.
Oh boy.
So, yes. Now Flanagan, by the way, is done making movies for Netflix. He is now signed on with Amazon. And he's doing
Carrie.
He's doing a remake of Carrie,
but it's going to be a series.
And I also believe that he is signed on to also do the Stephen King novel The Dark Tower, which was redone once before, and it starred Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey as a feature film. It didn't get great reviews. So, anyway, Mike Flanagan, check out his stuff on Netflix this Halloween season. You will not be disappointed.
No, but you may be sad.
And emotionally scarred. Happy Monday. It's Braden and Cortland at K-Hawk Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. From Morgan Wallen, it's Lies. Braden and Cortland on a Monday morning. Entertaining week in the NFL yesterday. Cortland, you'll be happy to know the Detroit Lions win.
I know.
They put up 52 on the Tennessee Titans yesterday. They will meet the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field this coming Sunday.
Oh, boy. Does that mean we have to get into a fist fight?
No, it doesn't. I'm not real confident. Green Bay's quarterback, Jordan Love, hurt again. He went out of the game. The Packers hold on to beat the Jaguars 30-27. So, it'll be a battle for first place in the NFC North. Of course, the Vikings ended up losing to the Rams. That was on Thursday night. And so yesterday it was the Bears in Washington to take on the Commanders in a kind of low-scoring game, not really that entertaining, that is, until the very end. And Chicago made an interesting decision. They were going in for the go-ahead score. They were down on the goal line. And for some reason, somebody on the Bears coaching staff said, hey, remember in The Super Bowl in 1985, where we handed the ball to Refrigerator Perry and he ran the ball in. Let's hand it to another lineman and have him run it in. And they tried that, except the lineman fumbled the ball. Washington recovered, and the Bears were like, oh my God, we're going to lose this game. Somehow they get the ball back. Their defense holds Washington. Bears drive down the field, and they scored the go-ahead touchdown. Cortland, I saw Bears fans celebrating online, and I was like, wow, this is a good win. Good for them. They're going to pull it out.
Uh-oh.
However, there was a little bit of time left on the clock, and the Washington Commanders drove to about their own 40-yard line, and then it was Hail Mary time, and then this happened.
Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line, and the ball is caught! Caught! It's a miracle! It's Noah Brown!
It's a miracle!
My goodness! This town is going crazy!
Washington Commanders complete the Hail Mary. So there were 3 or 4 Bears defenders blanketing the Washington wide receivers. And the old saying, when you're going for a Hail Mary, you're supposed to bat the ball down. And so one of the Bears defenders instead tipped the ball, and the ball went right to a Washington receiver who was open in the end zone. He caught it, and he's like, well, I guess that's a touchdown. I guess we can go home now. Play of the year. Play of the year in the NFL. And so then, of course, Bears fans are like,
sad.
Well, that sucked. And it did. I will admit it did suck. But what an amazing ending. When you're sitting there watching something that happened live. Now, if it would have been the Packers, listen, I've seen the Packers lose on a Hail Mary that they shouldn't have lost on. Remember the Fail Mary with replacement reps in Seattle? Y'all remember that debacle? I get angry just talking about it.
Clearly.
So, Bears fans, I'm not going to play what I normally play when you lose a game. I'll reserve that for when you lose to the Green Bay Packers because I get your pain. Losing on a Hail Mary sucks.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
You ready for Lions-Packers on Sunday? You going to watch? You want to get together, go to a bar, watch it together?
I mean, we could.
I'm joking. No.
Why not?
No, I watch big games in the privacy of my own home where I can say horrible things and apologize to my children later.
I'll just text you about it all day.
That's fine. You can text me. It's Brady Cortland at K-Hawk. Country 98.1 K-Hawk. John Party with Dirt on My Boots. It's Brady Cortland. John Party, one of the many artists who has performed in the past at the Great Jones County Fair in Monticello. And we will add another name to that list coming up at 7:20.
It's been so hard to keep it a secret.
Yeah?
I am really counting down the minutes until we get to announce this.
Yeah, because once we announce it, by the way, coming up next hour, right around 7:20, we will then give away tickets, a pair of track tickets when we make the announcement. You'll then have a chance to win them on our show the rest of the week. And you can also sign up to win a pair on the K-Hawk app after we make the announcement, of course.
After.
Oh,
we're so close.
All right. It's almost time. The first headliner at the 2025 Great Jones County Fair. We have all the details coming up at 7:20 with your country concert leader, K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Kenny Chesney, Beer in Mexico. It's Brady Cortland on a Monday morning. We have Great Jones County Fair concert news coming up in a matter of minutes. Don't go anywhere, because your chance to win tickets to the show we announced as well. But right now, we have new restaurant news as far as the city of Cedar Rapids is concerned.
Yes, we do. And it involves fried chicken and fried fish, Brain, 2 of your favorite things.
Well, fried anything, and you pretty much have me. But yes. Now, where is this at? This is on First Avenue in Cedar Rapids, correct?
Yeah, it's just a couple of spots down from the closed First Avenue Hy-Vee.
Okay.
It used to be a Mexican restaurant most recently, and then it was also Brick City Grill at one point.
I do remember seeing it as a Mexican restaurant. So.
Yeah, it's just a little building. But apparently the food there is very good. This new restaurant that just moved in is called Captain's Fish and Chicken.
Okay.
And they just had their soft opening last week. So as we mention a lot when it comes to new restaurants, if you're going to go there, you have to expect that there's going to be a little bit of time.
Give it time.
That they need to get used to things.
Work out the kinks.
Yeah,
get everything running like they want it to. So,
but I'll tell you what, the first reviews that are rolling in for this place are very good in terms of the quality of the food. I mean, they've got chicken tenders and wings and fried chicken and gizzards. They also have a bunch of different types of fish and calamari and shrimp and crab cakes, Brain. And then I also heard that the cheese curds are very good.
Mm-hmm. You have me at crab cakes.
Pretty much everything on the menu is fried. I don't know what more you could ask for.
No, listen, fry it up. Put it in me. I'm fine with that. Once again, this place is called Captain's Fish and Chicken.
Yes. And I think that we are kind of missing that soul food restaurant in the area now because we, of course, had Vivian's Soul Food.
Yep.
And if you never went there, the food was just amazing. I'll talk about it forever. So this kind of fills that void, I think.
Very much so. You can check out some images on the K-Hawk app. You can check out their menu as well. And once again,
doesn't the food look really good?
It really does look fantastic.
I know.
Some of those wings are amazing. They're huge.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, Captain's Chicken and Fish, open on First Avenue. You can find out more information on the 98.1 K-Hawk app. It's Brain and Cortland. We've got great Jones County Fair concert news next.
K-Hawk, good morning. You are caller number 10.
Yay!
Way to go. What is your name?
Brenda.
Well, congratulations, Brenda. You have the very first pair of tickets to go see Hardy at the 2025 Great Jones County Fair.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Thank you.
You'll be down on the track with all the youngins.
Yes. Oh, Lord.
Yes, oh Lord is right. Brenda won the first pair of tickets to see Hardy.
Wear comfortable shoes, Brenda.
That's right. Don't wear flip-flops. You'll lose them. You won't come home with those shoes. A big thank you to Abby and Addie for coming in. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us.
And, of course, we'll be having more Great Jones County Fair news, of course.
At some
coming
point,
days. Yes.
yeah.
Once again, tickets on sale Friday, pre-sale Thursday. We are going to have tickets to give away the rest of the week at 7:10. And you can also sign up to win a pair of tickets to see Hardy at the Great Jones County Fair on the 98.1 K-Hawk app. Good morning, it's Brady and Cortland. It is Halloween week, and we've been talking about things that scare us. We've been talking about, Cortland and I, watching series or specials on Netflix or streaming services that are frightening or suspenseful. But a recent survey of thousands of Americans asked us what you are truly afraid of. And the number one answer, I don't think this is really much of a surprise, death. Right?
Happy Monday, everybody.
Hey, things are about
Are you
to
afraid of death? Let's talk about it.
Let's get a little dark here on a Monday, shall we? It's cloudy outside. Let's talk about death.
I know this sounds really morbid, but the more loved ones in my life who die, the less afraid of death I am.
Well, because you're having to confront it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I guess
It's like,
that makes sense.
well, you know, at least I'll get to see those people again. So I guess that's like the one positive thing about it. I don't know.
So this list is made up of things that you might expect and then some other more practical things. How about number two? The number two fear is heights.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely a common fear. Number three, snakes.
Yeah, I, didn't know for years that you are super afraid of snakes.
Don't like them. They can move but
Sneaky
have no...
little snakes.
Okay, there it is. There we have it, folks.
You can't talk about snakes and not do it.
No, actually you can't.
The sneaky little snake.
Okay, so number four is my fear of Cortland saying sneaky little snake like that. No, actually number four is a tie between public speaking and enclosed spaces.
Oh my, one of those is way worse than the other.
Yes, enclosed spaces, by the way, the number one fear for the state of Iowa. We're afraid of tight
Yeah.
spots.
Absolutely.
I'm with you there.
Who wants to be locked in a closet?
Yeah.
No one.
Or a coffin. Oh my God. Sorry, that got dark again, didn't it?
Or in the trunk of a car.
So listen, when I was younger, I would say one of my number one fears was public speaking. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, Brain, you picked a great career to battle that phobia.
It's not that bad.
No, you get over it. If you're forced to confront your fears like that, you get over it. Number six is a tie between failure and spiders. Once again.
I don't know which one of those is worse.
Oh, don't you? I was just going to say spiders to me seems much more scary.
I don't know. They're both pretty bad.
Much like Cortland's feelings on death, once you experience failure several times, it gets easier to deal with. Oh.
I am afraid of some very weird things. Like I hate feet. I hate feet so much. Feet are so disgusting. Did that make the top 10?
Feet did not make the top 10.
I'm also really scared of dragonflies.
Also not on the list. Ghosts and spirits were only number one in one state, and that was Montana.
Wow, they got a lot of ghosts there.
Apparently they do. It's a spooky little state, Montana. Also, it's not real little. So, hey, what is your number one fear? Is it snakes? Is it heights?
Is it death? Is it failure? Let's confront your fears. Call us.
I know we have a Good Vibes Monday planned for next hour.
But let's start with some real bad stuff.
Let's get the dark stuff out of the way early, shall we?
I'm afraid of dying alone.
Why am I laughing? I'm so sorry you feel that way. We didn't intend it to get this dark, but, hey, think of it as a little Monday morning therapy.
It's just going to make Good Vibes Monday that much brighter.
Yeah, when we all go.
The comparison.
Remember a half an hour ago when Braden Cortland talked about death?
Hello, darkness,
my old friend. Of course. It's Braden Cortland on 98.1 K-Hawk.
Here's today's country music news of the day. It's Brain and Cortland's Country Quickies on 98.1 K-Hawk.
Well, a job well done for Eric Church, Luke Combs, and everybody else that took place in that concert for Carolina, the All-Star Show at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte over the weekend to raise money for those impacted by Hurricane Helene in the Carolinas last month. Of course, James Taylor was there, Chase Rice, Keith Urban, Sheryl Crow, and more. And according to sources, they have raised over $24.5 million in aid and relief for people who lost, well, quite frankly, everything.
That's crazy.
In that amazing storm. Also, I don't know if you saw this or not, but Eric Church has also stepped up and has pledged to build 100 houses. His organization will build 100 houses, new houses for people who lost everything in the hurricane. So, country stars continuing to step up thanks to everybody who donated.
So, Morgan Wallen just wrapped up his One Night at a Time tour, which set the record for the highest selling country tour of all time. But now he's selling even more tickets. Last week, it was announced that Morgan would be taking over the annual Hangout Fest in Gulf Shores, Alabama in 2025 with his brand new Sand in My Boots Festival. Now, if you remember, Brain, fans weren't exactly happy with the high ticket prices.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the lowest 3-day ticket was $399.
That's what I saw.
VIP packages went up all the way to $5,000, but those prices weren't too high for fans because they sold out in less than 2 hours after going on sale.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, what?
So apparently they've opened up a wait list for fans who weren't able to get tickets, but best of luck to you.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. Waiting for a raise that'll let me afford ticket prices.
I know a few people who got tickets who are
Unreal.
going. Mm-hmm.
Unreal. Okay, Shabuzi has announced his next single to radio. His first one did pretty good.
Isn't it like still number one?
Tipsy, a bar song from Shabuzi, ruled multiple charts over the summer. And now, the latest song off his album Where I've Been Isn't Where I'm Going is a song called Highway. Take a listen.
I'm out down the highway, down my regrets. I've been driving for miles and miles and miles. I can't see where it is. I've been trying to find ways to tell you how I feel, yeah. But I can't tell you goodbye 'cause I know it'll hurt if I let go the wheel.
Once again, it's called Highway from Shabuzi. It'll be out at Country Radio soon.
And finally, Reba's new NBC sitcom Happy's Place was a crowd pleaser in its first week on the air. Deadline is reporting that the show raked in 10 million cross-platform viewers in the week that followed its debut on October 18th.
Those are good numbers.
Yeah, fans tuned into both the live premiere on NBC and also watched on Peacock. Now, the live and same-day window accounts for 4 million of those 10 million views. That's a jump of 90% in viewership during that time slot on Friday nights for NBC. And then the show continued to be a draw on Peacock throughout the week. Based on 3-day viewership, the pilot episode has now become the network's best new comedy launch in Peacock history. Reba, of course, thanked fans for their support on social media and said, quote, "Couldn't have done it without you and we wouldn't have wanted to. Y'all are the best loyal fans ever in the world." Happy's Place airs every Friday at 7 on NBC.
And those are your Country Quickies this morning. It's Braden Cortland on 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids, number one for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Miles on it. That's Kane Brown. Braden Cortland on a Monday. But it is also a Good Vibes Monday, celebrating the good things going on in your life.
Help us start the week with a little bit of positivity.
That is correct.
The biggest good news I think we have this week is the announcement of Hardy at the Great Jones County Fair. Very excited about that.
That was big news this morning. Yes, if you missed it. Hardy, Great Jones County Fair 2025. All the info up on the K-Hawk app.
What else is going on in your life, Brain? What's good?
I got to give a shout out to my daughter, Carly. She recently wrapped up working at the Mount Vernon Road Dairy Queen. Now, that particular location is a seasonal location. They only serve cold treats there. Mm-hmm. And so it gets to a certain point in the year and they shut down. So her last day was on Sunday.
What did she bring you?
I'm going to tell you the story. So each member of our family had something we would like her to make and to bring home. And only one of those people got their wish because it was the last day.
So it was whatever they had left.
Exactly. They ran out of a lot of stuff. It was the last day they were open. Only Kaylee got her wish.
Oh.
And she was loving life last night. She was just like, eat it, suckers. I got my blizzard. Y'all got nothing.
That sucks.
So, but I'm happy that Carly found something that this was her first job and her first chance to really make money. She learned how quickly it goes, how much you have to work to earn a paycheck. Mm-hmm. She also found out what tips are and how those work and how you earn those. And so it was a good experience and it was a great place to work. Shout out to Mimi who runs, she and her family have run that Dairy Queen forever and they do a great job. So proud of her. What about you? Good vibes here on a Monday.
I would say Halloween weekend was a lot of fun.
Sure.
Had an amazing time on Saturday night. Yes, I did post some photos of my Judge Judy costume on Facebook, so you can find me on there.
It's worth it just for the wig, man.
There's also a video of me dancing, so.
Yeah, the jury's still out on that.
I thought it was a pretty spectacular Halloween weekend, and I have this Friday off, so that means I can celebrate Halloween again on Thursday. I'm very excited for us to debut our costumes at work on Thursday, too.
Are there a lot of, parties and things going on Thursday night, too?
I'm assuming.
Okay.
It's actual Halloween, so I have some friends who are going to a show at Gabe's in Iowa City, and they invited me, so I might be going there.
In costume, of course.
Of course.
So we want to hear from you on a Good Vibes Monday. You can give us a call this morning at 365-3698 or hit the call us button using your K-Hawk app. We'd love to hear from you about the big things, little things. It can be anything.
It really could be anything as long as it's good.
Also message us on the K-Hawk app or hit us up on our Facebook page. Brain and Cortland on a Good Vibes Monday on 98.1 K-Hawk. Good Vibes Monday, celebrating the good things going on in your life. They can be big or they can be small. Got this phone call from a proud grandpa this morning.
Got to watch the Hawkeyes get on the win column again this Saturday. A beautiful day of football.
Well, Garth, I know why you're calling.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Talk about what happened.
Our grandson got to score his first touchdown that didn't get called back for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
What an awesome moment that had to be for you guys to watch that.
Yes, it was.
So, yes, that is Garth Weegan. His grandson, Caden Weegan, returned to punt 85 yards for a touchdown. Again, the Hawkeyes beat Northwestern 40-14. So can you imagine watching your kid or your grandkid run for a touchdown in a college football game for the Hawkeyes? I can't imagine. So, congratulations.
I don't have a kid or a grandkid.
No, I know you don't, but just imagine what that would be like.
I imagine it would be pretty freaking awesome.
It'd be exciting.
We also got a fun little video from Danielle on Facebook who said, we went to the pumpkin patch at Cruel Farms and my son was so excited to have his face painted like a tiger. And he's going, rawr.
I'll tell you, when you're that age, is there anything cooler than face painting?
I think face painting is cool. I'm 33.
If you have something you want to share with us on a Good Vibes Monday, feel free to give us a call in Cortland on a Good Vibes Monday.
All we had to do was guilt people into calling us.
Well, listen, come on. We told you it can be something fun and simple, sports related.
Yeah, how about this? Becky said my boys' football team for MYFA went undefeated for the season.
Oh, that's nice. Congratulations.
And Lisa said we had fun trick-or-treating over the weekend. Some indoor trick-or-treating, it looks like.
Also, Jason on the K-Hawk apps said this is going to be salt in the wound for Bears fans.
Oh.
Happy the Bears lost and the Packers won. Yes.
Rub it in.
That's right.
Not to me. I don't care.
Cortland doesn't care. The Lions won. That's right.
Yeah. I don't really have a horse in this race.
Kelly from Brandon says, my husband and I celebrating our 24th wedding anniversary today. Congratulations.
Nice.
Also, Penny says, spend Saturday night with two of my kids and their significant others. Well, that sounds fun, Penny. Should
It does sound
had dinner
fun.
and play games. Game night?
I love game night.
Yeah, we've had game night with you before. You're just a little competitive.
How dare you?
Am I wrong?
No.
Okay. Hey, let's go to the phones on a Good Vibes Monday. What's going on?
Hi, it's Stanley Savannah. My Good Vibes Monday is I bowled a 9-pin tournament.
You did what?
You bowled in a 9-pin tournament?
Yeah.
And how did you do?
My second game, I got a 125, and that's my highest.
Okay, well, I'm telling you right now,
That's
Savannah,
higher than mine.
you would kick both of our tails. I'll tell you that. Yeah, bowling is not my strong suit.
No.
Holly used to beat me in bowling all the time, and she loved it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love beating their husband in a sport?
Yeah.
By the way, Beth sent us a photo and said, my hubby and I celebrated our 22nd wedding anniversary on Saturday. In 2002, we were married in Iowa City, and Iowa beat Michigan that day, so maybe we brought them some luck.
Hey, listen, the Hawkeyes will take all the luck that anybody can bring them at this point in time.
And
so
I don't
thank
know if you saw this picture, Brain, but Stephanie said, my sweet girl Willow made it on KCRG News Sunday morning. It's her cat in a lion costume.
Yay!
It's so, that cat looks like it wants to murder you, Stephanie.
Oh, it does. And it does.
The look in its eye, but it's so cute.
If it didn't love you, it would kill you.
Well, I had a teacher in high school who always used to say, if your cat was big enough, it would eat you.
That's right. Hey, thank you for the calls and comments on a Good Vibes Monday. Remember, if you ever have anything to share with us, you can do it on the K-Hawk app or always post on our Facebook page. We love to see pictures and videos.
We love a little positivity.
It's Brain and Cortland on 98.1 K-Hawk. It's Brain and Cortland. Good morning.
Amazing.
It is.
I do really love that song,
I
though.
do too. All right. So here's the deal. Tomorrow, Tuesday, listener lunch. It's our final listener lunch in the month of October. It's our final trip to Mas Margaritas.
Weren't you there over the weekend? You just cannot stay away.
Stop it. Yes, I was there on Friday night. It actually had a margarita at Mas Margaritas.
Which is something we have not had at any of the listener lunches.
Yes. By the way, we're not allowed to purchase alcohol for our winners.
But you can purchase your own alcohol.
It's up to you if that's your policy for lunch.
So you know what this means? We're going to announce our final listener lunch destination for this year on Wednesday. Because we don't do lunch in December.
2024. It's been a good run. And now it's about over. So congratulations to our final October winner, Sam, and her coworkers at Quality Auto in Marion, joining us tomorrow at Mas Margaritas.
We're going to do it up big.
We're going out with a bang.
I will say I'm probably just going to order my favorite item again.
Okay, which was...
The Tijuana Bowl.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So many people got that last week, and I kept looking. I'm like, yeah, no, that looks pretty good.
Are you going to go back to your seafood chimneys?
I don't know. I've tried something different each week we've been there so far. So I'll see how I wake up and feel tomorrow on a Taco Tuesday, which is what I had last Tuesday.
I'm sure you'll feel very guac-like.
I have had that every week, that's for sure.
A lot of it, too.
So get entered for listener lunch. Be eligible for our final month of lunches in November. You can get entered now on the 98.1 K-Hawk app. Rapids number one for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk with Kenny Chesney. And just to say we did, Brandon Cortland wrapping things up here on a Monday. It's been a busy day.
Yes, it has.
Always fun to kick off the week with big concert news. Of course, we told you earlier, Hardy is coming to the Great Jones County Fair.
The first announcement for the 2025 Great Jones County Fair.
Yeah, it's we've been waiting for it for a while, and there for a while, we would sometimes announce shows for the coming year at the current fair.
It feels like so long ago now.
It really was, and things just, they don't work the same. So it takes a lot to book these acts. So kudos to everybody over at the Great Jones County Fair, the fair board and the manager. We appreciate your efforts and can't wait to see Hardy out there in Monticello in July. We will have tickets to give away the rest of the week.
Yes, we will. We're going to do songs about trucks.
Songs about trucks.
Because guess what? Hardy has a lot of songs that involve trucks.
I don't know if you know this, Cortland, but so does country music in general.
I know. That's why we chose this game.
All right. Dad joke to get us out of here on a Monday.
All right. We're doing Halloween dad jokes this week.
Let's go.
Obviously. Okay, Brain, how do ghosts send letters?
How do ghosts send letters?
At the ghost office, obviously.
Geez. Yeah, okay. The ghost office, stop by. Get your Halloween packages mailed this week.
Oh.
Back tomorrow morning, bright and early at 5 a.m. Until then, have a great Monday. So long.